We come now to verse 11 of the 7th chapter of the Gospel of John. Jesus has sent his brothers on to the Feast of Tabernacles that was taking place in Jerusalem, he himself staying behind, even though they were pressuring him to come along and to do something in a kind of public and maybe even spectacular fashion. But Jesus then, sometime later, does go, but he goes rather, as John said in the previous verse, in crypto, cryptically. He goes quietly, he goes in secret. Apparently, those who were in Jerusalem, especially the leaders, were anticipating that Jesus would show up, and they were actually looking for him, and that's what John points out to us in this verse 11. Hoi, the nominative plural masculine article, hoi the, and then postpositive un, therefore hoi udaioi, the Jews. John, of course, characteristically uses the word Jews not to refer to Jewish people in general, but more particularly to the Jewish leadership, to the people within the Jewish community who had authority. And, of course, they are peculiarly hostile to Jesus, and that's what John is assuming as we see the statement that's being made here. Et zaytun, this is from zeteo, it means to seek, often used in a somewhat negative sense. Here it's the third person plural imperfect active indicative, suggesting an ongoing action, so the Jews therefore were seeking auton, the third person pronoun, aorist, masculine, singular, referring to Jesus, of course. So the Jews were seeking him. In, the preposition takes the dative, te, the first declension article, dative, singular, in te, he or te. The feast, they were seeking him in the feast. They probably knew that there was a goodly number of people who were coming down from Galilee, a kind of caravan from Galilee that would be making their arrival, and they probably expected that Jesus, who was largely associated with Galilee, would show up among them. And so that's probably what's going on here. These Jewish leaders are looking around, trying to see Jesus, trying to see whether he has in fact come. They don't have any positive purpose in mind. They're trying probably to figure out some way to somehow capture him or somehow embarrass him publicly, some such thing. And so they were looking for him in the crowd, Kai, and elegon, from lego, I say, this is the third person plural, imperfect, active indicative, so the same as edzun here, elegon, they were saying, so they were seeking, they were saying, pu, the interrogative adverb, indeclinable. So where, esten, from ami, I am, third person singular, present active indicative, where is ekenos, where is that one, the nominative here, because it is in fact the predicate nominative of this demonstrative adjective. Where is he? Luther speculates the reason they don't give his name is because they were so hostile to him they don't want to say his name, and thus we only have the demonstrative pronoun here. Where is that one? I don't know if that's the case or not, but the point is they're looking for him. Where is he? They're probably asking people, pushing around in the crowds, trying to locate this one. And at this point, their attempts to find him are frustrated. They had thought he would show up. He's not. And, of course, this becomes part of the drama that's going to unfold as the story continues to be told to us by John.